Today, we're going to dig into the basics of real estate, focusing on legal descriptions. Every piece of property or parcel must have a clear description that the law can recognize. This is essential because it precisely identifies the property involved in any transaction or legal matter. Legal descriptions are the tool that ensures there is no confusion about which property is being discussed. So, as we move forward, we'll clarify how these descriptions work and why they are so important for real estate dealings. A legal description is essentially the exact written identification of a parcel of real property. It's important to understand that it goes beyond just a common street address. Instead, it provides detailed boundaries or specific location information that clearly identifies one particular piece of land in terms that are legally recognized. This clarity is crucial because it leaves no room for ambiguity or casual interpretation. Every word is deliberate to ensure accuracy and precision in identifying the property. Legal descriptions of land typically follow one of three primary methods. The first method is metes and bounds, which describes the land using directions, distances, and physical boundary markers. This approach is especially useful for irregularly shaped parcels of land. The second method is lot and block, which identifies a parcel by its lot number, block number, and a recorded subdivision plat. This system is commonly used in subdivisions, making it easier to locate specific lots. The third method is a government survey system, relying on township, range, and section references within the rectangular survey system. This method is widely used across many U.S. states. Understanding these three methods helps clarify how land boundaries and ownership are defined and recorded. Here, we're looking at the metes and bounds method, which is actually one of the oldest ways to describe land. The core idea is pretty straightforward. You start at a known point and then walk around the property, following a step-by-step path along the boundaries. As you move, you describe each segment by giving directions, distances, and referencing natural or man-made markers like trees, rivers, or fences. This approach traces the exact edges and lines that define the tract, ultimately bringing you back to your starting point. It's a bit like walking the perimeter and telling the story of the land shape as you go. Here we're looking at the lot and block method for identifying property. Think of it as a way to easily find lots within a named subdivision plan. This method uses a recorded subdivision plat, which is essentially a file map that divides land into labeled lots and blocks. It's especially useful for recorded plats and well-organized subdivisions, making it perfect for urban and suburban developments where properties are laid out in a structured manner. Because the subdivision plat is officially recorded, it becomes part of the legal description of property, giving it strong legal standing. One of the biggest advantages of the lot and block method is clarity and brevity. When a plat already exists, this description is much shorter and easier to map compared to other methods, like metes and bounds. For example, a typical description might read, Lot 12, Block 3, Oak Ridge Estates, as recorded in Plat Book 8, page 42. Overall, it's a common and very practical way to legally describe properties in subdivisions, making it straightforward to identify and locate lots. Here, we're looking at the third method of land identification, the government survey system. This system uses a standardized grid that's widely applied across much of the United States. Land is identified by township, range, and section. The township tells us how far north or south the land is, while the range tells us how far east or west it lies. Within each township, the land is further divided into sections, which specify the exact square within that grid. This creates a map grid system that you can actually visualize when looking at land descriptions. This method is especially useful for large rural areas where having a broad, consistent, and repeatable survey framework is important. Let's talk about the key components that make a legal property description effective. First and foremost, a strong legal description must clearly identify one specific property. Just one, with no confusion. To do this, there are several essential elements that need to be included. The starting point is crucial. It's a fixed reference from which the entire description begins. Think of it as the anchor that grounds the property's boundaries. Next, measurements play a big role. These are the distances, directions, angles, or dimensions that define the property's shape and size. Boundary references are also important. These include lines, monuments, or other landmarks like lots, blocks, or sections that help outline the exact edges of property. Then, there's a parcel identifier. This is a precise lot number, tract, or government survey location that ties the description to official records. Lastly, closing language wraps up the description with enough detail to ensure someone can return to the exact same parcel without ambiguity. Together, these must-haves create a legal description that's precise, clear, and reliable. When dealing with legal descriptions, small wording errors can lead to significant title problems, so it's important to watch for common pitfalls. For example, using a street address alone is not enough because a mailing address is not a legal description and lacks the precision needed. Missing calls or measurements pose a major risk, since even one omitted distance or direction can break the boundary, compromising property's defined limits. Another common mistake is mixing different description methods, such as combining meets and bounds with lot and block or survey references inconsistently. It's crucial to keep to one clear system to avoid conflicts. Additionally, copying errors from previous deeds doesn't fix them, so verifying every transfer is a best practice. Finally, always read every legal description like a map rather than just a mailing label to ensure accuracy and avoid problems down the line. When it comes to land surveying, precision is absolutely crucial because it keeps the legal record and the property boundaries clear and undisputed. Even one wrong line on a survey can lead to serious problems like boundary disputes, title issues, and costly delays in closing deals. Accuracy isn't just about getting the measurements right. It's about protecting ownership rights, securing financing, and ensuring the entire transaction goes smoothly. Small errors might seem minor at first, but they can quickly escalate into big problems, including disputes, clouded titles, and frustrating delays in closing. So, maintaining precision here is essential to avoid these real-world stakes. The legal description acts as the property's official legal identity, connecting all the paperwork to one specific piece of land. It's much more than just an address or a general location. It provides a precise, unambiguous way to identify the property. In practice, legal descriptions come into play whenever the property must be clearly identified. For example, during closings and the transfer of deeds, they ensure the exact parcel of land is transferred to a buyer with no confusion. Title companies and lenders also depend heavily on these descriptions. When they record documents or process loans, the legal description confirms which property is involved, helping prevent mistakes. Additionally, surveyors, courts, and attorneys use the legal description to verify property boundaries. This is especially important during disputes or when confirming land lines, ensuring everyone is on the same page. So, the legal description shows up anytime accuracy about property identification is critical, making it a fundamental piece in real estate transactions, legal matters, and land management. To wrap up, clear descriptions are essential because they keep property rights unmistakably defined. Using the right method for describing the parcel is crucial to avoid confusion. Every detail must be included to precisely identify the land in question. Even small wording errors can lead to significant legal complications. So accuracy is more than just important, it's critical. Ultimately, accuracy protects ownership, ensures smooth transfers, and builds confidence in the title. Legal precision truly matters when it comes to property descriptions.